Welcome to another session of Weekly Outlook with me. So, as usual, we're going to do our weekly outlook for the coming week. We have a brief recap of what happened last week, and we proceed with an analysis for the week. We're going to be looking both at fundamentals and also at technical analysis. As usual, we start with GBPJPY, who move to indices US 30, and we'll finally look at gold. So, looking at US GBPJPY, I would just like to talk a bit about fundamentals that was released on Friday about the Bank of Japan interest rate. So the Bank of Japan leaves rate unchanged on concerns of extremely high uncertainties. So you can see that the Bank of Japan, their interest rate still remains at what, negative 0.1%, right? This news came out on Friday evening, and you should be expecting it to affect the coming week, right? The same momentum to go through the coming week. So with that understanding, on GBPJPY, based on technicals on GBPJPY, we can clearly see that we are kind of moving in a downtrend, right? That is what you can see. We are kind of having lower lows being formed here, right? Kind of in a descending structure, right? with that in mind, we can go ahead and do our technical analysis, right? So as I said, on the daily time frame, we can see that we are in a downtrend. So my expectation on JPY, I'm expecting GBPJPY to head to this low here, right? That's my expectation, to see move to 180.000, right? That is at this psychological level. So you can see currently we are testing 181.00, right, where price is currently rejecting us. So I'm expecting to see this bearish move to the downside. The only way my bias is going to change is if price is able to break back above this zone to the upside. But right now I'm still looking at getting more sales. So moving on to a 4-hour time frame intraday, what we can clearly see is here we've had what, this low here, this low here, this low here. We have to retouch on this trend line. So you can see price also already played out here. We had a breakout, we had a retest, price now heading to the downside. So what I'm waiting to see right now, what I'm expecting is to see price continue this move to the downside. But I want to see if I can get a pullback to the upside, kind of to this trend line or somewhere around the psychological level, see price playing out here before I will get the sales to the downside. So that is what I'm looking out for on GBPJPY. I'm expecting price to reach about 180.00. So moving on from GBPJPY, let's look at GBPUSD. GBPUSD, for the past time we've been in a descending market, right? You can see price has been going down throughout the whole of this period, right? So telling that what we are kind of bearish, and it will be advantageous for you to take what more of sales, right? So with that, you can see my target for GBP USD is somewhere around here, right? That's my target on GBP USD. That is, I'm looking at what psychological level, almost 1.79, that's 1.800, right? Currently price is currently at what, 1.2200, where price is heading to. But for this week, we can see if price can get to 1.200, somewhere around here. If you can see price getting to this level, then we expect price to actually complete this move to the downside, right? So I'm expecting to see what some kind of bearish continuation. So moving on to the 4 hours, 4 hours is playing. We can see clearly, we can also see that what we are having kind of a descending channel. So having high there, having a low, the next low, breakout there, retest, and price is heading what, to the downside. We can see price clearly heading what, to the downside. So what I'm expecting to see is that I won't be taking any trade here for now. So I want to see price doing what, kind of going to the downside, breakout, and then retest, and then continue to downside. We can also notice that the Fed will still maintain its hawkish bias on interest rates that was released last week. We can see this maintained interest rate at 5.5%, right? So that tells us that we still expect to have more bearish continuations to the downside, seeing the dollar to be more strong, right, this coming week. So this is what I'm seeing on GBP USD. I want to see price breaking out there, giving this retest, and then to the downside, right? So moving on to GBPCAD. Yeah, so GBPCAD, as you can see, we've been in a downtrend for a very long period of time. Let's go to the daily time frame. You can see we've moved close to about 500 pips, as I was just mentioning. From here to there, about 500 to 600 pips so far already. So I'm still expecting to see this move to continue to the downside. We just break out of this trend line. That's why you see this move to the downside. So price is currently testing at this psychological level 1.6500. Now price is heading down to what I'm expecting to see price head down to 1.6400. That's for about 100 pips, right? So I'm still expecting to see this move to the downside, right? So what you be advisable is that you need to look for more sells than looking for buys. If you are taking buy trades, it should be more of scalping. So make sure you look for take more sells to be on the safe side. So let's move on to the 4-hour. So on the 4-hour, we are seeing price just break out of this 1.6500 and prices retesting. So I would just advise, as market opens, it would be safe to you for you just take an entry here, stop loss somewhere around there, and then you're targeting what you can hold the trade up to this level 180 something pips, right? It will be a very good trade to take as market opens. So that's what I'm looking for on GBPCAD. So moving now on to the next pair, Euro JPY. So Euro JPY as well, we've been in this range for some time right now. We've been in this range, we can see clearly we're in an uptrend. Clearly we've been this way. The market has been creating kind of what descending structure here. You can see created this one, created this. Now market is currently ranging at this zone, but you can see clear that price is ranging where we are currently in a very good range. Price is ranging within this zone. We've not had any breakout here. Our trend line from there, and we have what our zone here. So you can see we are within this particular zone right now. So I want to see how price is breaking here or price is breaking to the upside. But as I said on Euro JPY, you can see on Euro JPY that as Euro JPY currently, the yen is weak. So if you know that the yen is weak, we're expecting to see what any pair XX yen should be buying, and yen any other pair should be selling, right? That's what you should be expecting on this Euro JPY. So I will be maintaining more of a bullish bias than a bearish bias on Euro JPY, and that is because of what the fundamentals on the yen I'm having, right? So moving on to lower time frame, like the 4 hours for intraday. As I said, I'm expecting this to buy though, but I already have this signal I'm seeing here. That's because what we just approach a very good resistance zone, right? So I'm expecting price before getting into the buy. I'm placing price to see if price can push here, get some momentum before price actually pushing up to my overall target somewhere here. But regardless, I can still make scalps of this move from here to there, which is about 100 pips, right? You notice that this level has been a very good range for the market. Regardless, you can still be patient, being patient, watch to see if price gets to break this zone. So I want to see price breaking this trend line and breaking the whole of this zone, not necessarily breaking this trend line. So breaking this zone, then having a retest, giving this structure, then this is how I'll be taking the trade, or taking the source here. This zone, very good zone to buy here, then to the upside, right? So we'll move on now to USD JPY. So on USD JPY, simple. What I have here is, as I said, I'm expecting the US dollar to continue buying, and if I'm expecting the US dollar to continue buying, that means I want to see price actually just give me this small move to the downside here, and then going back to the upside. So nothing much on USD JPY. That's what I'm just expecting to see, and should my bias change, I'll definitely update you. And the only way my bias is going to change if I see price actually breaking off this trend line, then keep retesting, kind of giving me a lower low structure, and then I can be taking sales. But if I don't have that, I'll still be looking for buys on USD JPY. So moving on to the next pair, I was looking at US 30. I was supposed to look at Nasdaq, but haven't had time to actually analyze it. But in case there is any update, I'm going to drop it on my Telegram channel. Nasdaq, just to talk about it, we've been in a downtrend for some time now, and I actually saw this source from this zone. We gave about 400 pips to this zone. Right now we've actually reached a very good zone, so our expectations are if we can see price breaking out of this zone, then we know we can get this source. So a breakout of this zone, we're expecting price now to head what next zone will be here, and the potential other zone will be down here. So yeah, still at this zone we've seen price actually close with a kind of an inverted hammer. So having this formation here tells you that okay, let's wait and see if we can get a breakout. If we get a breakout and just a small retest to this zone, then we can hold ourselves for a swing position down this zone on Nasdaq. Right, still very bearish on Nasdaq, but we have to make sure we check to see how the equities are faring. So moving on to US30, this will have on US30. US30 as well being very good, very bearish, and that's because if the central bank is being hawkish, you are expecting what to see equities actually falling, right? So with that, I'm expecting to see price head toward 33,600. That's my overall target on US30 right now, 33,600. So what I'm just waiting for intraday is to see if I can get price. You can see I have a first touch my trend line, second touch here. I want to see if price will just be able to give me a little bit of pullback here, and then boom to the downside. That's what I'll be expecting on US30. So before the New York session opens, we might have market ranging at this zone, and then it pull up to the upside, and then overall getting sales to the downside. So that's what I'm looking for on US30. No buys, looking for more of sales on US30. So these are the pairs I'm going to be concentrated more of. Most of the pairs are going to be the JPY pairs, GBP pairs, and the yen. Also looking at USD JPY, Euro JPY as well. So this is what I have for you guys today. So but if you have any question, feel free to ask in the comment section. I'll gladly respond. Thank you.